Hey Foundry Church, thank you again for joining us this morning as we continue in our video devotionals. Today we're on day 4 in our series called El Roi, When Love Sees You. Today we're going to be studying Mark 10 and Luke 18 and looking at a character by the name of Bartimaeus. So let's get started and let's jump in.
Mark 10, 46 through 52. Then they came to Jericho. As Jesus and his disciples, together with a large crowd, were leaving the city, a blind man, Bartimaeus, which means tinnitus, was sitting by the roadside begging. When he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to shout, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me." Many rebuked him and told him to be quiet, but he shouted all the more, "Son of David, have mercy on me." Jesus stopped and said, "Call him." So they called the blind man. "Cheer up, on your feet, he's calling you." Throwing his cloak aside, he jumped to his feet and came to Jesus. "What do you want me to do for you?" Jesus asked him. The blind man said, "Rabbi, I want to see." "Go," said Jesus, "your faith has healed you." Immediately he received his sight and followed Jesus along the road. Luke 18, 35 through 43. As Jesus approached Jericho, a blind man was sitting by the roadside begging. When he heard the crowd going by, he asked what was happening. They told him, "Jesus of Nazareth is passing by." He called out, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me." Those who led the way rebuked him and told him to be quiet, but he shouted all the more, "Son of David, have mercy on me." Jesus stopped and ordered the man to be brought to him. When he came near, Jesus asked him, "What do you want me to do for you?" "Lord, I want to see," he replied. Jesus said to him, "Receive your sight. Your faith has healed you." Immediately he received his sight and followed Jesus, praising God. When all the people saw it, they also praised God.
I had heard so many stories, and then somebody told me that he would be coming through, and I just knew that I wasn't going to miss my chance. I was so sure that he would help me. I just had to get his attention. The day started out normally, but all of a sudden there was this buzz and commotion. I could feel the ground begin to shake as the crowd was coming closer, and it was getting so loud. It was like the sea. Everyone was murmuring to each other, and the buzz was starting to become deafening. I tried to prop myself up, but there was too many people around me. I had no idea if he had already passed me by or not, but then suddenly my soul was filled with hope. And that's when I shouted at the top of my lungs. I didn't care what anybody thought, and suddenly I heard him speak, and I knew that he saw me.
Now that we had the opportunity to dive in and learn a little bit more about the character Bartimaeus, we're going to dive a little bit deeper and jump into the questions. So let's get started. Question number 1. How would you feel if you were Bartimaeus when you heard the reports about Jesus? Would you cry out to him? Question number 2. What would you have done if the people told you to be quiet? Question number 3. Even though Bartimaeus was ignored by the people, Jesus saw him. Jesus didn't just notice him, he healed him. Do you believe that Jesus sees you? Fourth and final question. How would you answer Jesus' question? What do you want me to do for you? Thank you for joining us today as we study the Bible character Bartimaeus. Hopefully you're encouraged and challenged in your faith. And be on the lookout for our next video devotional in the series El Roi, When Love Sees You. Have a great day, everyone.